I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It don't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, or religious beliefs may be. It don't matter if you are black or white. It don't matter if you rich or poor. It don't matter if you the toughest person on the face of this earth to the weakest person on the face of this earth. I greet all of you all with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today is Sunday, June the 23rd, 2019. The time being about 3:10. All right now, 3:10 p.m. I'm here in Charleston, Missouri on the basketball court on the west side of town. I'm not here to really criticize it today, you know what I mean, the condition of it today. You know, even though if I had the money, I would fix it up for the children. Today, what I'm talking about is this basketball court. A young man, a brother man that I've been knowing since I've been down here for the 23 years plus that I've been down here, by the name of Ricky Frazier. He played on this basketball court. He lived right across the street from this basketball court. And one thing about him, he's a good brother that I know of. Me and him have never had any disagreements. We talk a lot. And if I had the choice, I would name this basketball court Ricky Frazier's basketball court. I want you to Google him up, those of you all that's not from Charleston, Missouri, and those of you all that's from Charleston, Missouri may not know his history. Google up Ricky Frazier versus Patrick Ewing. And you will see a lot of documentations made on Ricky Frazier, and some of them with him on this basketball court. But you know, some things that the leaders don't do here in Charleston, Missouri, when you're not in certain circles, you ain't gonna get recognition, but I give him recognition. I give a brother man recognition, and I always will, always have. And for those that want me to leave Charleston, Missouri, I'm making preparations. But when I get all my finance right, I'm gonna consult with somebody and see if me and a crew can come down here and repaint this basketball court. Even though I don't agree with the Charleston, Missouri R1 school district, with some of the administrators that allowed something to happen to my young daughter when she was 5 years old, but I don't take it out on all. But I'll come up here, man, and fix this whole thing up free of charge. The people I come up in Cabrini Green, that's what we do. And I'm not saying there's people that in other places that don't. But I'm gonna take you to another place where I would name something after somebody in this town. You know, a lot of people said I criticize everybody in this town. I don't criticize everybody in this town. You know, I've been here for 23 years, and on my YouTube videos, I know people don't agree with things that I say, you know, and that's all good. I don't agree with a lot of other things a lot of other people say in this town. But I don't get to the point where just because I don't agree with them, get to telling them what to do, and you know, saying things as far as if they are trying to order me to do something. I ain't gonna try to order somebody else to do something. You know, if I don't like a person video channel, guess what? I ain't gonna even watch it. You know, but I'm taking you down to another place. That basketball court is right on the side of a landmark here in Charleston, Missouri. This is the housing authority, but the housing authority right on the side of it, this is where it used to be the Lincoln School, only place blacks could go. You know, back in the late 50s or the early 1960s, but around about 1960, that's C.F. Bowen Center. It used to be called the Lincoln High School here in Charleston, Missouri. But it's a family. If you can look over there across the street where that vacant lot is, It's a family I told y'all before by the name of Davis. They took the Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School number 7 to the federal courts in St. Louis and won a case because the Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School number 7, which is the Charleston, Missouri R1 school district today, they wasn't allowing blacks to go get education from there. So these people filed a lawsuit and won. Now that's part of the school, but they tore most of it down. This parking lot, like I told y'all before, where a lot of violence be happening. I would take this parking lot and I would build something out of the family that helped and made it possible for blacks to be able to go to the Charleston R1 school district today. And that family name is Miss Annie Davis, who that part vacant a lot I showed you where a house tore down. She passed away. May she rest in peace. Her two son and her daughter that was going to the school at the time, Barbara and Johnny Davis, they complained and filed a lawsuit, and they were successful. And they were successful. I would make something in this parking lot, besides just an empty parking lot with holes where it's flooding with water and people getting killed and violence happening. I would make something out of that and put their name on it. Annie Davis, Miss Annie Davis, may she rest in peace. Her daughter Barbara Davis, may she rest in peace. And her son, Johnny Davis, may he rest in peace. And then this baseball field. Take a good look at this baseball field, y'all. They just did some grading on it not too long ago. And if you take a good look at it, you'll see what it's been doing for the longest. You know, it's been flooding. I'm gonna take y'all over there and let you take a look at it right quick. How y'all doing? They gonna ask you the basketball. If he got it, he must. Is he the best? Oh, y'all just letting him hold it. I'm gonna have to check y'all out. I'm gonna have to check y'all out one day. I'm working on to get y'all basketball court fixed up good, the benches and everything, get it painted, and maybe I can put one of y'all name on it, huh? Whose name I'm gonna put on it? All right then. See, everybody in the town don't hate me. These is youngsters. But I just want to do this. I would take this here and fix it up for Miss Annie Davis and Barbara Davis, because this is part of where the Lincoln School was, but they tore it down. That's history. This is the baseball field. Let me tell you who I named this baseball field after. It's another good brother in this town that I met by the name of Roger Robertson. Ricky Frazier and Roger Robertson would be some good mentors. Ricky Frazier for the basketball for the children, and Roger Robertson for the baseball. Now, you see this field? This is what's been happening for the last probably about 7 years. Like I said, they did pretty good on putting some tin on the little shed thing here and making the benches looking good, but that's all good. But what sense of doing all that and this is all that you get? Flood. I would name this, I would fix it up where it won't flood, because when I first came down in '96, I used to play softball with some guys down up here. We used to play against the police. We used to play against a family that had all boys. We used to go to Jackson. We used to go to other places. But we used to play on this here. My daughters would be 13 and 14. And the 14-year-old said when they haven't played on this since she was 6 years old. But I would name this after Robert Rogers. See, you see this here? You ain't going to see this over there in A.D. Simpson. And I don't blame everybody about it. You know, you can't even blame white folks about all this trash and stuff. You can't blame them. You follow what I'm saying? Because they don't live over here and they're not doing it. But you know, my thing is this is not a complaint. This is just telling y'all, when I leave here, one of my goals is to try to come back and establish something for those who made history here. Ricky Frazier made history. Roger Robertson, even though we can't Google him up, but me and a lot of other people know that he good with children. And he would have these children instead of out here shooting bottle rockets and things at each other, he'll have them on this field playing. You follow what I'm saying? But you got a circle of people that run all the programs, get all the grant money, but they're not concerned about this here. If they was, it'd be cleared up. Look at the condition of it. Remember, this used to be part of the Lincoln School, the only place where blacks can go to school at until 1961. They had to go to federal court to get it. That's why every time that I complain about something or go up against something, I done been to the federal courts once in St. Louis and once in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And to be able to tell these people, you can't call me the N-word, you can't discriminate against me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not going to accept everything. And I give this here credit right here, this track, to Mr. and Mrs. Boyd. Miss Boyd has passed away. May she rest in peace. But her and her husband put a proposal together to put this track on the black side of town. You see what I'm saying? It had some things on here, but you see now they're tore down, and you can't blame the white people for that. But this track, me and my daughters and them, we ran on it for a long time. My uncle, he walks on it. You see what I'm saying? But this is just something to think about. You follow what I'm saying? Like I said, once I leave here, I'm preparing to leave it after I get a lot of legal work taken care of. But just think about these people that I just named. You see what I'm saying? Just take a little inventory. Do some research. Google them people up. And I'm gonna leave you as I came. And like I said, those that don't like my videos, how about not watching them? And you know, if you want to criticize them, go ahead. And those that think that I criticize everybody in Charleston, Missouri, I don't. Because I done met good white and blacks. And I met some blacks that's misusing blacks, some whites that's misusing blacks. And that's just me. I speak up against it. You see, some of y'all say that y'all look at my videos as being jokes. If that's what you want it to be. But I hope what happened to my daughter with a bus driver in the Charleston R1 school district when she was 5 years old, and Brenda Batford didn't even interview the bus driver because he was white and didn't even write a police report. I hope it don't happen to yours. I hope it don't happen to yours what happened to my same little 5-year-old when she was 1 going on 2, when the police came in my house without a search warrant or probable cause and gave my 2 children, 1 and 2 years old, to their drug addict mother, and got her out of Charleston, Missouri, and ended up her arm was broke with her mother for over 2 weeks, 70 days after I found them. I hope that don't happen to y'all. You see what I'm saying? I hope the other things, like with these Negroes coming by my house threatening, I hope don't nobody do it to y'all parents. See, I'm 61 years old. But one thing about me different than y'all, years ago, 30 or 40 years ago, I'll be blowing your head off. But now what I'm going to do is take you to court. You see what I'm saying? As long as you don't come put your hands on me, all is well. I never say I'm tough, but I'm tough enough to stand up as a man, and I'm not afraid of none of you individuals that be doing these threats. And again, peace be still.